How are you doing this
I'm
evening?
really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking. You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you very much.
How exciting is it? Season 6 is back. The fans are out lining up with signs.
Yeah, no, it's really great. I mean, it was such a lovely reception. We got to the first episode, and that feels really lovely because people have been waiting, obviously, for so long. So, yeah, it feels great to sort of have it out there and have everybody just being able to enjoy it.
And if you could describe this season in one word, maybe a theme, how would you do that?
One word, that's tough. Unraveling.
Ooh, okay, unraveling. Everyone said a different word, but each word just draws you in more and more, I gotta tell you.
It's a complex show and it's a complex season. I really think this season's great. It's a shorter season, but I don't think that I don't think we lose anything by that. I think it's jam packed. There's so much going on, and we have such amazing new actors who've joined us, and yet we still have our the old crew. So it's great. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see it. I've only seen the first two episodes, so it'll be nice to see the rest of them.
And what can we expect from Jamie and Claire's relationship? What kind of journey will they go on? Because it's been rough.
Yeah,
Up and down.
I think. When we meet them in the beginning of the season, Claire is very much still dealing with what happened at the end of last season. And on the surface, she's putting on a brave face, but obviously inside, she's really struggling. And Jamie is sort of very busy. And he's sort of doing two things. He's giving her some space, but he's also, I think his eye is taken away from the situation a little bit. So there's a little distance. We're so used to seeing physical distance between this couple. That isn't there, but it's more an emotional distance, and they really have to fight to sort of find each other again in that way. And it's interesting. What I love is this is a marriage that's a mature marriage, and every marriage has ebbs and flows, and this is another one. And you get to see them really work on how to sort of keep that union strong, which I think is really lovely.
You mentioned that Claire goes through things, and we saw that in the last season, a lot of trauma. Does that carry into, because there's this theme of, the past follows you. Mm-hmm. Does that carry into season 6? And then also on a personal level, was that tough for you to play out?
Well, in terms of what we're bringing into season 6, I think for everybody, especially for me, it was really important that we spend time, looking at the recovery and what happens to people after a horrific attack and sexual assault like that. And so, we deal with Claire's PTSD, we deal with her, how does she cope? How does this change her to her very core? And I think it was really important that we go on that journey with her, and that it isn't sort of like, oh, we have a strong female character and she never feels anything. This is a really, really serious issue, and it was really important to be able to show how it can affect all people. And in terms of personally, I think it's never easy in a way to do traumatic things like that, but also I think when you work really hard on something and you have a great collaboration like I had with the director, Jamie Payne, there's something gratifying in a way about being able to tackle something that's very difficult, but finding a way through it that feels like the right thing to do. So, it's easy. It's not easy, but it's sort of like, it's important to sort of also do it in a good way.
It is important. And the last question I will ask you, one of the narratives surrounding this season coming in was the fact that you guys hired an intimacy coordinator. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, how much did that help with season 6, having her or him, I'm not sure, okay, on board.
Lovely Vanessa Coffey. It's crazy that we didn't have one before this. And, that was sort of the industry standard up until this point. And, I think for Sam and I, we really realized how much we needed that, especially I was pregnant this season, and that's a very vulnerable place to be in, and to be having to do sex scenes while you're pregnant is not the most fun. I'm going to tell you that. So to have somebody who is sort of our protector, my protector, who was a liaison between us and the needs that the studio or the producers had, it was really great. And I Vanessa's fantastic, and she found a way of really focusing on character and making it sort of beautiful, and hopefully, protecting us while giving everybody what they needed.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm glad that you have her on set. Congratulations on season 6.
Thank you
and
so
season
much.
7, when it's already been announced. Yay.